Alright guys, welcome back to another video. We're continuing on our FiveM journey here, trying to get this server up and running. It's taking a little longer than what I wanted. I'm sorry about that. We've had a lot going on, trying to get stuff situated between setting up a couple of different other projects. But we're continuing on today. The last one we finished the trucking gigs on the last go around. So today we're just going to continue working on the rest of these scripts, trying to get them all knocked out. We don't have a lot left to go of my ones from my Keymaster, and then I have a few that will probably be dragged in as we go along, like a blip creator. I've got a loading screen, a couple other little things we'll add in, and I can make those available to people that would like to get, to use them as well. I think today, with looking at what we've got left, what I've finally decided on, I think we're just going to get the storage lockers out of the way, mainly because it's going to be a bit of a learning curve for both of us. I've installed this script several times. The only thing about this script is they changed a few things in the way things are put together, so I'm probably going to have to do a little backup and punt kind of a thing, where I'm going to have to probably reinstall some of the older database parts, more than likely. But we'll take care of that as we go and see if that's what we actually end up needing to do. Let's see. Yeah, the storage locker is probably going to be our next project. Let's see. So this is power storage locker. Let's get it uncompacted here. And again, guys, as I've said 100 times, don't come at me over not buying that subscription for that for the one that I use there. I've bought it so many times on servers that I think we're about even. I mean, I've bought it probably 15 times at least. Alright, so now we got it unzipped here. Yeah, I bought WinRAR so many times, it's not even funny. Alright, let's see what their database looks like, because I know that we were having an issue before with stashes. It's the owner, price, slots, location. So that's the storage, that's the amount, okay. Create prop, okay, see, that's the thing about this one. I'm almost positive that it's going to want us to have stashes. So that's what I'm wondering. So maybe we can test it out and see if that's actually the case. If that's the case, I can grab that from an older version. It's always good if you can get somebody that has an older version of QB before they started making all these ridiculous changes, that you can just have those old files for being able to go back and grab the database items. Especially, the biggest one that I've found is inventory and management. Let's see, so what we're going to do is, let me get the database open. Okay, open PHP admin. Only reason I don't show you guys this is my credentials pop up. Yes, I'm going to change it, but I don't know how long this is. It's going to take a little while to get all the basic development for you guys that I'm going to show you done. And I'm not going to transfer the server to the new IP until I get all the development work done, because there'll be no sense in it. Then you guys won't really need to see the back end as much for restarting and whatnot, because if there's something I'm doing development wise, you'll be able to see it, the development part. But I'm hoping by the end, and by now, you should understand that when I'm restarting it from TXadmin. But let's take a look. And while I'm doing all this, guys, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and smash the like button and leave us a comment below. That does help with our channel development. You can also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can follow along. But I do kind of push if you guys could just at least hit the like button and leave us a small comment. Just helps with that YouTube algorithm. Now, what I'm going to do, like I said 100 times, don't do the green stuff. This does cause issues, so you grab all of this here. You're going to copy it, and then you're going to SQL right here. Control V to drop it in and go. Now, it did load. That's the good thing. Now, we won't really know if we've got an error until we get inside the actual game. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back up here, and we want to check our config. I don't think there's a lot you've got to change on this one. So, okay, so here we go. Let's see, QB inventory. Oh, see, we don't have the old inventory. We have QB inventory. So, we got to do that. Okay, that's QB target. That's if you want to have to third eye the spot to find it. That's up to you. You can do the E if you want. It's up to you. On these, I kind of prefer to have it third eye, and it's for the reason of being that it makes it more of an RP. You don't want to see those any more of those markers floating around if you can, and you need to, because of just the fact that it makes it look more not real for these people that are doing their stream. So, alright, so we're going to skip the ES6 stuff. We're not doing that. Now these are your commands, and this is only for admins. T/add locker, T/delete locker. You want staff only. Here is, you do have props you can set up: small, medium, large, and container. It doesn't come with them, so you have to create them. So again, we went over this before on how to create items, make pictures, and all that stuff. I will be doing this when I get into my development side. So if you guys want to do this, let me know, or I can make a video beforehand on doing items. But we will have a basic video after I get the basic systems put in here. The scripts is I'm going to do a day-to-day video, how to do your day-to-day things, create items and all that. So this will follow into that, but we've done it several times on creating items. So if you followed along, you should know, by now you've seen me do it a few times or can figure it out. If you can't, again, guys, leave a comment down below and I can, kind of give you a quick rundown, or I can point you toward the part of a video that shows you where to do that. Alright, so this is for raid jobs. The raid item is a storm ramp. I say turn it on. Nobody should be able to hide their crap. Enable marker, so it shows you where your stuff's at. Basically, the rest of this stuff can pretty much stay the same. I want to save this. Close both of these. That's pretty much all you need to do here, because like I said, they don't have items. You have to create your own. Now, if you buy this, you can go to their Discord, and I believe they have pictures for you. And this one is power, storage, lockers, power scripts. I've had this a couple of times. I moved it to my other Keymaster so I can use it on the zombie server. So I had to buy it a second time. So here is and I'll link it in the description. Power-scripts.com. She's actually one of the girls that works over there on their Discord, and the person that does the actual coding that created the script. Really easy people to work with. If you have problems, you can message them. They will work with you. I had a lot of problem with trying to get this to work once before, and she went in and made a bunch of changes. So, at one point I was trying to use PS inventory, and she worked with me for like 3 days with not only this issue, but about 2 or 3 others that I was having, and she was really, really helpful with getting that done. Even though we eventually abandoned the idea of it because it's a lot more extra work. But when it shows up, that's LJ inventory though, is what it shows up as on here. But we kind of eventually gave up on it because it's just way, way, way too much trouble. But like with QB inventory, it's going to bring you over here, show you what to download. But yeah, it's all good. It's a really good script. It throws them in, no problem. So the only thing I may think we may have to do is insert a table for stashes. So we'll just have to see. Alright, so let's jump back up here. Alright, so what we're going to do is figure out where we're going to stick this thing at. Now this is a storage locker. I usually just put it in with all my other stuff, so like right here. So we just grab it. Make sure you take the dot pack off of it. Alright, there's that. Now again, as always, I'm going to go down and I'm going to restart the server. And And I know I'm going to have the FX Manifest items at the top from the casino. Those are just the extra parts we put in. I've got to go in and select those from the FX Manifest, but I'm going to do a bunch of work on it when I get ready to do the transfer anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. So let's see if we've got any errors. I didn't see any. Script error on news alert. I did create a ticket on this, so they still haven't figured that one out for me. It does work, but for some reason it's throwing that error and he's trying to figure it out. And usually that's the thing. If you have a script that's not causing them any issues, they're not gonna get in any big hurry. All right, so looks like we're good so far. All right, let's start FiveM up here. Alright, FiveM's up. And again, guys, while we're waiting on FiveM to decide if it's going to make everything easy for us, go ahead again, if you haven't done so already, smash that like button for me. Leave us a comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we drop new videos, when we start going live. Join the Discords. They are linked in the YouTube channel as well, not only for Reckless Development, for the server itself, and for our soon-to-be launched in the next week podcast channel, No Filter Nation. We will be dropping a couple vids here in the next few days. I'm working on the background stuff for that, and that will be live. So if you guys want to be part of our discussion in the podcast, or want to have some type of input admin-wise or moderators, we're always looking for those for all of our Discords and all the games. So if you want to be part of helping build the community or what have you, that's the way to do it. As always, share it with everybody you know in the community as well. Alright, so we're back on the ground. Now, alright, so we're back down here at the truck depot. What I'm going to do is find a nonchalant place to stick one of these. Let's just go on top of here. And I want to see, of course it did exactly what I thought it was going to do. We're going to have to fly. Superman. Alright, we're on the roof. We're just going to pick a random spot right here. I want to put it, let's put it somewhere where I won't forget, because I'm going to have to come back and delete it. So, let's just do it right here on this thing. Okay. Kind of step back a little bit. D/add locker. Now see if I get the issue with not being an admin. Nope. Okay. Cool. So here's your price. This is what the person has to pay to get it. I'm going to put nothing. Storage amount. Now anything you put in here, add 3 zeros, because for some reason it's always been that way, and the last I checked it always was. So if you're going to use 10, add 3 zeros onto it, so it would be 1,000 or 10,000. Okay, so let's do this. I don't need a lot on this one, so we'll just test the theory of it. I'm going to put 100 and then 3 more zeros just to see what it does. And we're going to put, I don't need much because this is just going to be a test. 25, and we don't, on this one, do not use an object. It just makes it not work correctly. If you want to use the objects, you can create the items, and then that does that. These just drop it. So there should, I always back away from it for a second, and if you throw up your third eye, you'll see the dot. So come back over to it, storage locker. Now I'm going to purchase this storage locker for free. I'm watching the, let's do this. Let's clear our F8 menu, clear. Okay, alright, now I want to open the storage locker. When you first get it, your pin's 1, 2, 3, 4. Open. Alright, we're going to open the locker inventory. Alright, so it looks like they may have done some changes. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop these 2 crypto sticks in there, okay? And it's 100, I added 3 zeros, so I had it right. So yeah, add 3 zeros to whatever you use. Alright, so we got 2 cryptos in there, right? So we're going to close, back away. Now we're going to check our F8, no errors. Alright, now we're going to go back and see if it disappears. Open storage locker, enter pin, 1, 2, 3, 4, unlock, open lock. There's our 2 cryptos, no issues. Alright, now, the big test of any storage locker script is the restart. So I'm going to F8 out, and then I'm going to restart the server. I won't see any errors on the panel, I know, but I want to see if the items are still there when we go back, because see, that's the thing. Are the items hanging out in the cache? That's what I'm wondering, because that's usually the test of it. Is it going to hold out in the cache? All right, it's back up. Launching FiveM again. Now, if this works, she makes the corrections that needed to be made. I didn't really look to see if they had made any recent, when their last adaptation was. I know last summer was the big issue we had with all that stuff changed with inventory, which they made some changes to inventory since then too. So maybe they fixed it. I know it was a total clusterfuck when they first done it. Again, guys, anytime you install a script, especially if it does with any type of storage, make sure you reboot. After you check it, reboot and test that storage item, because you want to make sure that it's actually saving the item into the database. Again, this is probably one of the better storage locker scripts that I've used. I've had a few. This is one of the more seamless ones. I haven't had to fight with it too much, so it's always been pretty good. Now, let's see if we got a storage locker here. We do. Let's enter our pin, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and open the locker, and there's our item. So you drag it back out, no issues. So that fixes that. That takes care of adding that. Now the next thing to do is the delete option. Delete locker. Okay, so it's deleted, but where it is a placed item, it'll stay there until the first restart. This will take a restart to go away. It always does. But you can see that it doesn't show it on our map. If you have a storage locker, it'll show on your mini map. So that's one way. If you get an MLO or shell houses or anything like that, if you've got a locker in there, it's always easier to find it. I'm about to die. Okay. So that's basically installing Power Storage Lockers. Again, it's from Power Scripts. I will link it in the video description if you guys want to grab it up. It is, like I said, it's one of the ones that I like to use. I'll use it for a long time. It's one of those things where it just works every time. You know, anytime I've had issues, I went to their Discord and I always gotten help. So, you know, sometimes it takes about 12 hours with the time difference, but they've always assisted in some form or fashion. So, I do highly recommend this one. But that's going to do it for this video. If you guys have any questions, again, leave them in the comments. Jump into our Discords. Let us know. One of us will be able to help you out. I have people hanging around all the time. Like I said, if you guys want to get in there ahead of time and help with development, we're more than welcome to anybody. With the podcast channel, we're definitely looking for people to get in there to give your opinion on what we're thinking about doing. Give us ideas. You know, you may have a different idea than I do, so we're always open to that. And again, like always, like, comment, subscribe, smash the notification bell. The like and the comment, they do help the most with the algorithm. That's our biggest thing. We're doing really well on this channel, a lot better than I thought it was going to be as far as views. We just need to get everything moving along so we can get more coverage and get us out there in the algorithm better. So we appreciate everybody for being here. And again, we'll see you in the next one, and we'll see what's next. Probably going to get into some more of the LC scripts. I may go ahead and get those out of the way too. But again, we'll be back pretty soon in the next little bit with another video. I'm trying to put up at least 2 to 3 a day to try and get through this. So we'll see you in the next one, guys.